Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome to GNR Central. And today I want to talk about how Looney Tunes convinced Axl Rose to make a cameo appearance. So if you guys remember, I think it was early this year, Axl, nobody really even knew it until somebody watched the show, but Axl made a surprise appearance on Boomerang's new Looney Tunes, where he saved the Earth from an asteroid by singing pretty much, I think, his first song since 2008's Chinese Democracy, called Rock the Rock. So it would be the first new song Axl sang on since 2008, and the writers of that episode, Rob Janis and Kevin Fleming, revealed how it all came together on Brando's Appetite for Distortion podcast. So if you guys are wondering how Axl actually showed up on the show, I'm going to tell you that story here in a bit. So Fleming revealed that he got the idea to actually have Axl appear on the show after he went and saw one of Guns N' Roses' Not in This Lifetime tour shows, and he noticed that the band would walk on stage to the classic Looney Tunes theme. And this was something I noticed too to the two shows I went to. So after attending a second show on the same tour, while fantasy booking ideas for those who they wanted to be guest stars, Axl's name ended up coming up. So he told Brando the next part was trying to figure out an idea for him, Janis said, naming Snoop Dogg and Weird Al Yankovic as other celebrities who appeared on the show. We had a whiteboard in our office, and we would always scribble up different ideas on the board, and I think one that had been living up there for a while that we hadn't written yet, we just hadn't figured it out yet, was the Looney Tunes gang having to destroy an asteroid. So as part of the brainstorming process, Janis continued, they hit upon the notion of Axl rocking so hard that he literally saves the world, Fleming mockingly added. The only thing more powerful than a laser beam is rock and roll. Now, Fleming added that Rose's tendency to shy away from the limelight made them pretty skeptical that their plan would actually work. He said it took some pretty tenacious work by a producer to reel in the singer, largely because Guns N' Roses' highly successful reunion tour basically kept adding dates, which pushed back their planned recording dates. So it got to the point where the writers considered scrapping the whole idea of having Rose appear on the show and instead going with Aerosmith's Steven Tyler instead. So Rose's handlers, they said, who was probably Team Brazil, were hands-on throughout the entire process, asking in advance to see how the singer was going to be drawn, and they came back with very specific tweaks, such as the white bandanas to use and where the dog collars he wears could be placed, that would be incorporated into the design. These discussions would continue in baby steps, with the show's creators remaining unsure about whether Axl would actually show up or set foot in the studio. Now, the writers added that Axl couldn't have been nicer coming into the studio, and he was wearing a Wile E. Coyote t-shirt and introduced himself to everybody. They were also originally scared to give Rose direction for fear of how he would react, even giving him leeway to change a line about the days where he wore a mesh jersey and kilt on stage. And they said, but he was able to laugh at himself, and that was the coolest thing about it, Fleming added. And that's why you think, no wonder this dude is so successful and cool. So after Rose recorded his dialogue, it was time to actually record the song, which Janis wrote. And it was then that they noticed a change in the singer. Where previously Rose had been deferential to the staff to get the right feel for the lines, the song was his territory. And Janis said that Rose could tell from the arrangement that they were looking for an AC/DC vibe. And he did one take in his higher register, and after playback, he said he had an idea to record additional parts in his low and mid ranges. Everybody in the room is kind of just letting him run the show, Janis said, and can't believe it's actually happening, and is just not saying a word. Now, the whole session took about 2 to 3 hours in total to actually get done, and would have taken even less time if Rose hadn't gotten hungry. So late in the session, he suddenly got in the mood for a taco. And he said, so one of his people went off and they got tacos, Janis recalled, and he came back and he was like, okay, I'm going to have a taco and then I'll come back and finish up. So the crew expected a 10-minute break, but Rose went into the hallway, took a few bites, and walked back into the booth. He stands there with his headphones on, Janis laughed, and he's not saying anything but, he's ready. Okay, he's done, the break's over, get out of the bathroom. He took literally a 30-second break, and then he started singing again. So I think that's a pretty cool story. I got to give Brando a shout out for that. I always love to hear behind the scenes stuff of how, they're able to get things to work within Guns N' Roses world. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And go check out my other YouTube channel, Rock and Roll True Stories. You guys can just go Google it. And I'm having a ton of fun on that channel. And you guys can probably tell from the videos I'm putting up there. So take care.